Ever wondered what it takes to transform shyness into confidence and start going on more dates effortlessly? I've approached over 3,000 women in 8 years, and I discovered 2 game-changing ideas for introverts. Now, you're probably thinking, Alex, 3,000 is a ridiculous amount. I'm a busy guy. I can't spend all day running up and down the streets chatting up girls. In this video, I'll explain the law of big numbers on the dating market, how the secret of social freedom can turn you into someone who's relaxed around women, a mindset shift I learned at the casino that unlocks infinite dating opportunities. Let's see if I can still do that. Nice. And what stage of your life you should prioritize this the most. Not only did it change my life, but I've helped hundreds of introverted, busy professionals make the same shift. So let's get started. So why did I approach so many women? If you approach 10 women, you'll probably feel shit after, to be honest. Like, some will ignore you, some will reject you, and some might give you a polite smile. You look wonderful. I just wanted to give you a compliment.
I don't speak
Oh, where are you from?
French.
Bye. But if you approach 100 women, you start to see patterns. What about after 500? What about 3,000 like I did? Let's apply the law of large numbers to dating. If you're like me, you're naturally introverted and probably above average intelligence, analytical thinker. You understand concepts, principles, systems easily. This is great if you do something with science and computers, math, etc. And me, myself, I went to an all-boys engineering school. It was good times, but there weren't a lot of ladies. I was building circuit boards, learning the math behind online poker, and playing video games like SimCity 2000, which is like an economic modeling game. So I guess you can figure out by now, I didn't get much attention from the few girls that were in my school. No girl was saying, oh, Alex, he's the short guy with the dorky haircut who's into Elon Musk and Pokemon cards and math. Like, oh wow, he's so hot, you know? Didn't happen. Of course, the girls in high school, they like the loud, assertive type in class. The guy who had the car, who was out drinking beer, and who always got into trouble because obviously he had that kind of confidence around him. And at that point in my life, I thought the world is literally just divided into 2 parts. There's the guys who have it, and there's the guy who just doesn't have it. And I always felt, well, I'm just gonna be the guy who doesn't have it and will be excluded from the like high-level dating market forever. I did manage to use my interest in emerging tech to get my first girlfriend through, believe it or not, chat roulette. Comment below if you know what I mean. That's another story for another video. But today, I really want to talk about the huge decision I made in my early 20s that changed my social world and really the outlook on my entire life forever. I want to share with you the key insights that allow you to do it too, even as a naturally introverted guy. So why I decided to do this. I finished high school and I was at university. I had a crush on this cute blonde girl in my class, and I would get so nervous when she would be in the room waiting for her class to start. I would get in those mental loops with her all the time, which kind of like, well, I looked at her, maybe she knows I like her, but I'm nervous, and should I make a move or not? Is it too late? Well, we've been working together already, and she did smile at me that one time, and all that time the same kind of loops, never making any move, of course. And then one day the teacher puts us as partners in the same work group. Like, my stomach dropped. I didn't know if it was a blessing or a nightmare, to be honest. On the pro side, I got to be in a group with my crush and talk to her and sit next to her and spend time after class maybe with her. But the bad part was I had to be in a group with my crush, talk to her, sit with her. And I was so scared to fuck it up, to be honest. So basically, I simped around for the entire 2 semesters that we started together. On the last day of college, the last day, I asked her out over the phone like a pussy. Of course, instantly she friend-zoned me. And the point I'm trying to make here is not to embarrass myself, well, a little bit, is that I didn't have a strategy that worked. I wondered, would it get better when I had a job? Maybe if I had money, then girls would respect me more because I could, show off a bit or invite them to stuff and be the man. I hated the late nights drinking with my friends from college, trying to drown my anxiety into alcohol, staying up till late in the morning, in some club, hoping to eventually have the courage to talk to a girl. But then, a crazy idea came upon me on YouTube. You can cold approach women on the street during the day, sober, and you can be an introvert. And I was super skeptical. I thought, this won't work for me. I'm introverted, I'm not funny, I'm shy. It takes me a while to kind of warm up socially. And I can't just improvise stuff on the street right there. Also, I'm not tall, and you know, we all know women like tall guys, right?
Okay, so if he's not taller than you, it's a no-go.
Yeah, taller. Tall.
Definitely tall.
It's a no.
But as I started to watch more videos of guys doing it online, I realized there was a whole spectrum of people. From the super weird guy with peacocking costumes using manipulative kind of lines to trick girls into giving the number, but there was other group of guys as well. They seemed relaxed, natural, comfortable, not trying to be funny, flashy, just saying hi pretty much. And they just casually stroke up conversations. So there were two powerful ideas that struck with me. The first one, you can do this even if you are an introvert. You don't need to use any creepy techniques or to be loud, attention-seeking, alpha male, spinning girls around kind of dude. In fact, while that stuff may look cool on YouTube or, you know, when your friends do it in front of you, women are generally more attracted to introverts once they get to know them, because they seem like they have nothing to prove. The second big idea was something they called social freedom. My mentor back then told me, Alex, I'm not trying to teach you how to be cool, stylish, smooth, and always know the right thing to say. I want to teach you how to be okay with yourself when things are not smooth, when you don't look cool, and when you don't know the right thing to say. This philosophy of social freedom is that cringe is a part of life forever. Awkwardness is a persistent force that will continue to occur in your life forever. So you might as well learn to master it now. Being cool isn't about, having it all under control. It's the opposite, really. It's about letting go of your desire to have it all under control all the time. And you trust that you will figure it out, even if you feel cringe and people think you're weird for a couple of seconds. Casino infinite money glitch. Now this is where Street Approach is so massively overpowered when it comes to personal development. Imagine this, you walked in a casino with 1,000 euros in chips and you put it all on black and you lose it all right away. The dealer says, play again, sir? And you shake your head, I lost all my chips, nothing left to play, I'm out. It's on the house, sir, new promotion. You can replenish your chips for free. You just have to endure 10 seconds of awkward conversation with the teller in the room over there. And you raise your eyebrows like, that's it? A free 1,000 euros? Another load of chips? All I have to do is talk to the person in there. He's extremely cringe, sir. You will feel it through the whole body. Some say it feels like being transported back into the cringiest memories of your childhood, sir. Do you think about it? And you look over to the teller and you think it can't be that hard. Just 10 seconds of cringe for a whole new game. I can play again, I can win potentially more. Why aren't people doing this all the time? So you make a decision, you start to walk over and time slows down. Are you sure you want to go in there? Says the security guy. Yes, of course I want. Like a 3,000 euros, I have nothing to lose. You step into the room and suddenly you get really nervous. The teller, this lady, turns into your high school crush. Hi, Sarah, you say. I just came in for the. And she says, huh? Looking up from her phone. What the fuck do you want? And you're like, I didn't know you work here, so it's just that the guy, he told me with the stuff, I just supposed to be here for the, and you become really nervous, your heart starts beating, you can feel it in your chest. And you notice your posture, really weird, kind of defensive. And she's rolling her eyes at you. What a loser. And then suddenly, hey, it's Noodle Arms. Who the fuck are you here? What are you doing here? And your high school bully enters the room as well. Puts his arm around Sarah, gives her a kiss, and asks her, is he bothering you? Are you alright, baby? What are you doing here anyway, bro? And then you're just like, oh shit, and you lose your, bag, and it drops, and oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. And you stumble out of the room, and you collapse, and the security guard kind of helps you up. and you limp back to the guy at the roulette table. You say 10 seconds in there feels like 10 minutes out there. Did you ask him for the 1,000 euros? The roulette guy says. Well, I don't know if someone put something in my drink or what, but I just like I blacked out. I was out of words. And he says, "Sir, I warned you. It will be extremely cringe." Now, what is the point of that story, apart from triggering traumatic memories from childhood? The point is, approaching on the street is hard because it's like in our haunted casino, it brings up bad memories from your past, even if the payoff might be big. It forces you to ask tough questions like, do women like me? Am I creepy? Will she reject me? Like, this is tough stuff, right? Maybe the girls who rejected me in high school were right all along. I'm a loser. I'm worthless. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm unlovable. Maybe all these exes and flings were right all along. That's why all the girls gather around and love the other chat, the cool guy, the loud guy. And I should just give up. You could approach a girl and maybe she's in a rush and maybe she has a boyfriend or maybe she's on the phone. Maybe she doesn't speak the same language as you and she might just be confused as what you want. But one look, one awkward glance from her can stir up all these thoughts, all these emotions and all these questions inside of you. And suddenly you've been burned. You don't want to face any of that again. Just like you didn't want to go in the cringe room for 10 seconds to get another 1,000 euros, even though they're for free. So this is a long roundabout way of saying that learning social freedom is about learning to sit in the cringe, to realize that despite that momentary discomfort, there is a huge payoff on the other side of it, and you have to kind of sit through it and stay grounded. So imagine at the casino, you realize that people in that room are not real. They're just figures of your imagination, and you can learn just to walk in, ignore Sarah, rolling her eyes, and you laugh it off and you say, "Hey, give me another one of those, please," immediately. Pretty much. And it's the same with the street approach. If you can overcome that initial cringe that sometimes only lasts 10 or 20 seconds, that sign that says, "Avoid, danger, alert, you are in trouble, buddy, go home, you're not good here." If you can overcome that and just sit in that cringe for those 10 seconds, you can totally transform your life. I can make a video another day about my first 20 approaches. Maybe it's interesting for you. Comment below the challenges I was facing at the beginning, because obviously this was a long journey that I took, and it took me many years. But for now, in this last part of that video, I want to give you some hope and inspiration. Part 4, this is a life skill. Unless you're already crushing it on Tinder or you love going out into bars and drink until 4 in the morning, you need to learn this skill. Why? Well, because even if you, let's say, not meet your future girlfriend or wife from street approach directly, she wants to feel that you're the kind of guy who could do it. Maybe you meet her at a social event, right? Maybe you end up on the same holiday cruise ship. Maybe you help her with the Wi-Fi in the gym or the office or whatever. And maybe you just live in the same building and you end up in the elevator once. But if you haven't practiced sitting on the cringe, you're gonna sweat and panic in the moment where it counts, right when you need to be the most calm. The other part of the casino metaphor that I forgot to mention is you get to practice with strangers and you are anonymous. Right? The stakes are extremely low and the long-term effects of it are almost zero. Imagine you ask out a girl at your gym where you go regularly, or at your dance class, or flirt with somebody from work at the work meeting. And let's say all of them reject you. So that's just 3 rejections, but they have a massive consequence for your life, like a long ripple effect in your social circle. Seeing those same women again and again, if they reject you, they're still present in your life as constant reminders that you got rejected and you just weren't good enough. But imagine you just approach 10 women on an afternoon, because you do it on the street, and they're total strangers. And all of them, have various forms of rejection, roll their eyes, smile. Let's say you get rejected every time. What is the long-term effect though? 0. You will never see these women again. They're complete strangers to you. The best part of it is, all you did is you tried to talk to them for 5 or 10 seconds. So they already forgot about you. You're not that important. And if you can frame this correctly, that you are brave, courageous, and you took a social risk to approach them, and in the process became slightly more socially free, then it's like that free money glitch. But this time it's free confidence with zero consequences. Now, believe it or not, women can actually tell immediately, usually within seconds, how many times you've got rejected in your life. They can almost see it like a counter on your forehead. And they will make assumptions about you based on that number. There is a bit of a paradox in there, and you should definitely watch this video to understand that more clearly.